Action. A place in the quarter-finals is at stake as high-flying Aston Villa host Crystal Palace. Unai Emery leading the Villa players into Villa Park a little bit earlier. They overcame League One Wycombe Wanderers in round 3, thanks to goals from Emi Buendia and John Duran, but it was a little close for comfort after the Chairboys scored late on. It finished 2-1 to the Premier League side. Palace have come through 2 rounds to get this far. They thrashed Norwich City 4-0 in round 2, then edged past another Championship club in QPR in the 3rd round. Now comes by far their toughest test as they travel here to the West Midlands. But the Eagles arrive on the back of their first Premier League win of the season. A long-awaited first victory that lifted them out of the relegation zone. They beat Tottenham 1-0 thanks to a goal from Jean-Philippe Mateta. Beautifully set up by Ebere Eze. Can they build on that win after what has been a miserable run and make it through to the last 8 of the Carabao Cup? Easier said than done. Villa have been outstanding this season. 13 games in all competitions, 9 wins, 3 draws, and just a single defeat against Arsenal. 3 wins out of 3 in the Champions League to lead the way in that competition. The scene at Villa Park ahead of this Carabao Cup 4th round tie between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Always a beautiful place to come, this wonderful old stadium, and it's filling up very nicely ahead of what we hope will be a terrific all-Premier League tie. Villa coming into this game unbeaten in 11 matches, but they did drop points against Bournemouth here at the weekend, conceding from a set play deep in stoppage time. And they drew a blank here against Manchester United earlier this month in an uninspiring 0-0 draw. So, a place in the quarter-final draw later on is up for grabs. I'm Gary Taphouse, alongside me is Dave Edwards, the former Wales midfielder. Give us your pre-match thoughts, Dave.
Well, both teams will be dreaming of winning a trophy, and they'll both see it as an opportunity. I think the selections are as expected. Crystal Palace haven't changed too much after that excellent victory against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. Aston Villa have the luxury of this bigger squad, lots of competition for places. That allows Unai Emery the opportunity to switch it around a little bit and not weaken the team too much. It gives players opportunities where they can really try and come in and prove a point to make sure they are starting in those Premier League games, those Champions League games as well. So, like I said, big opportunity for both teams. They're only 3 games away from the final, and both sets of supporters will be desperate to win a trophy.
From Villa's perspective, I mean, it has been a wonderful season, hasn't it, so far? Top of the Champions League, ahead of all those mighty giants in that competition. 3 wins out of 3 in that competition. And, of course, they've got every chance of getting back into that competition via their league position this season.
Yeah, Villa fans will be pinching themselves with what's happened over the last couple of years since Unai Emery has come to the football club. Wonderful form in the Champions League. You see it happen so often when teams have their first experience in the competition. They really rise to the occasion, and Villa have done that, not conceding any goals. That wonderful win here against Bayern Munich. And whilst their league form has been very good, they'll be a little bit disappointed with maybe a few too many draws in recent weeks. They'll look at the Ipswich draw away from home. They'll look at the Bournemouth game at the weekend, and they'll see them as drop points because of how far they've come over the last 12, 18 months in particular. But this, as I said before, they haven't won a trophy for quite a while now. Emi Martinez spoke about that's the next step for him and Aston Villa, to go and win a trophy, and this has to be an opportunity for them.
So here they come. Terrific atmosphere here, great noise coming from the away end especially. And what about Crystal Palace, Dave? Because the season ended so well, didn't it? Last campaign, finished 10th in the league, with a 5-0 win over Villa on the final day, but this season so far has been a little bit of a damp squib.
Yeah, I really didn't see the start of the season happening like this for Crystal Palace. I saw them on quite a few occasions at the back end of last season. They were so impressive. They all really bought into the formation they were playing. It looked very good defensively and attacking the 3-4-3. Lots of joy. They did lose Michael Elise. It doesn't seem like they've been able to create that spark in his absence. They tried different things, and Nketiah's come in, which made a Sarr as well. That hasn't quite worked, and Sunday against Tottenham was the first time that it's really all clicked together, and that was in the absence of Nketiah. And Mateta, who continued his fine form from last season, got the goal, but they looked a lot better. They were more intense in the way they played. They got the crowd behind them, and that would give them a real confidence boost now.
Well, let's start with a look at the team news for you, and it's interesting as far as Villa are concerned. Unai Emery has a full squad to choose from, with Jadon Philogene return from suspension. So 10 changes to the side that drew here with Bournemouth on Saturday. Only John McGinn keeps his place. There's just second starts for the club for 18-year-old Serbian defender Kosta Nedeljkovic and Australian keeper Joe Gauci. John Duran scored a memorable goal here against Palace last season in the league. He has 7 goals this season. Leon Bailey's yet to score this campaign. There are 6 youngsters on the bench, including Polish goalkeeper Olivier Zik. Now, Oliver Glasner's named strong starting 11s in every round, and tonight is no exception. Just 3 changes from the win over Spurs, with a debuting goal for Matt Turner. The USA international is on loan from Nottingham Forest. Also coming in are Will Hughes in midfield, with Jefferson Lerma out injured, and Eddie Nketiah, who replaces Ismaila Sarr. Jean-Philippe Mateta has happy memories of his hat-trick against Villa at Selhurst Park in May. Ebere Eze netted twice in that game. So let's talk forwards, Dave.
Well, this is a man who's been in fine form this season. Hasn't always had this starting berth in the form of Ollie Watkins as well, but what a luxury for Unai Emery to have 2 strikers of that quality. Have happy memories as well against Crystal Palace, that scream he scored last year. And on the opposition side, another number 9, Eddie Nketiah, hasn't had the start he would have wanted in a Crystal Palace shirt, but it's an opportunity for him this evening to try and grasp this with both hands. Be interesting to see where he plays, if he's going to play off the wings or if he's going to play directly up front with Mateta. I expect it to be the former, but it's a big opportunity for him as well.
Just 1 goal in a Palace shirt so far, which came in this competition at QPR. In terms of the head-to-head, Villa unbeaten in the last 7 home games against the Eagles. 5 wins and 2 draws. So we are underway. It is Palace in their change strip, kicking us off, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side, the Holt end, in this first half. One of 5 all Premier League ties in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. The quarter-final draw takes place later tonight. Will it be Aston Villa or Crystal Palace who progress to the last 8 of the competition? Villa haven't been that far for 5 seasons, and they got all the way to the final. Palace haven't been to the quarter-finals since the 2011-2012 season, when they limped out on penalties against Cardiff in the last 4. Munoz trying to cut it back here to Nketiah. Just played it behind him, really, and that made it easier for Villa to get it away. There is Tyrone Mings at the back, alongside Diego Carlos tonight.
Yeah, Villa will be delighted to see Tyrone Mings back after quite a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Brings a lot of experience into the team. John McGinn catch him on early on, which he doesn't seem too happy about. It's been a composed start by Crystal Palace, looking very comfortable on the ball. Aston Villa are always happy to sit in their shape and just try and remain compact, very comfortable out of possession and wait for those counter-attacking moments.
You see, with the goalkeeper in the ball, Mateta and Nketiah right on the 18-yard line, pressing high. Unai Emery there, hoping to add to his 9 major trophies as a manager. The last one he lifted was the 2021 Europa League with Villarreal. Nedeljkovic had his pocket pinched there by Eze. And here is Mateta, but the offside flag is up. Palace have lost 4 of their last 5 visits to this stadium, but of course the last meeting with Oliver Glasner in charge at Selhurst Park, a memorable one for the Eagles. 5-0 win. Barra Eze got 2 there, should have got 3, had a great chance to complete his hat-trick as well. It was Mateta's day in the end. Here he is, Mateta. Hughes out to Munoz. And a disappointing cross, to put it mildly, but it has been a promising start, this, for the Eagles.
This is where Crystal Palace are really able to perform to such a level against Tottenham, because they were able to press high up the pitch and with an intensity. Some Palace fans will say that's been lacking at times this season, but they had that intensity in their last 8 and it brought that result. And they started in the same fashion, pressing high up the pitch, getting after Aston Villa, and trying to take advantage of those moments in the transition.
Forward by the young Serb, Nedeljkovic. Free kick given against Tyrick Mitchell. What is now a very familiar shape for Crystal Palace under Glasner. Just a pull back on Bailey. Nedeljkovic again. Diego Carlos forward to Buendia. Nedeljkovic well forward for the first time in the game here. Mings. Hughes, tigerish as ever, but collected by Buendia, and he's found Bailey here. Cutting inside, it's never a good idea to let him do that. Matt Turner with an early touch of the ball.
Yeah, it's loose by Chalobah, it arrives at Bendy, picks his pass well. Bailey's only got one thing on his mind, he's trying to off-balance Mitchell, get it on that left foot, he does. Both of them, but just doesn't quite get his shot away with enough accuracy. Maybe should have looked for the far post. Matt Turner had that front post well covered, but better from Aston Villa. A nice passage of play there to get themselves up the pitch a little bit.
Someone there in Bailey, I think, who's thinking this is a good chance for me to get that first goal of the season.
There's a lot of Aston Villa players in the same boat.
Now, I think Mateta would have been offside there. He wisely moved away from the ball. Joe Gauci comes and clears anyway. Munoz. Well away by Ian Matson, the former Chelsea man. McGinn. Beautifully done to Nedeljkovic. Bailey. Sometimes when you make 10-11 changes, it just takes a little while for things to settle down. Buendia. Bailey didn't get hold of it. Oh, that's a chance for a player of his quality on his left foot.
Another excellent move by Crystal Palace, the way they build up. What I like best about this, I think it was Diego Carlos who found that pass forward and took on the dangerous pass, and that's what creates the opening as it goes into Bailey. Lovely little feet, thinks he's mishit the pass. Sorry, Philogene. Then as it comes to Bailey, really should do better with the shot. Doesn't get a good contact on it.
There's that to Nketiah. Munoz. It's going to be an interesting battle, that, with Matson. He's squeezed it through to Mateta. Well, he's got very little chance of scoring from that angle, surely. Couple in the middle give him a glare, including Mitchell.
Yeah, clever little ball, lovely run from Mateta. You'll go hard and low back across the goalkeeper in that situation if you're not going to cross it. Have players following it in. Bit erratic with the shot, Mateta.
Just one or two glimpses of the Mateta of last season recently. Palace need him to be firing. Second half of last season, he really was absolutely outstanding. Boubacar Camara, the Frenchman, making his first start of the season after coming on as sub in the last two. A long time out injured. Showed a little bit too much of it to Nketiah there. Wharton just couldn't quite pick out Eze, but here's Munoz. Eze's header! And Crystal Palace lead! A beautiful cross from Munoz. And Ibera Eze planted the header past Gauchi. His third goal of the season. And it's the Eagles who strike first at Villa Park.
It's a fabulous header from Eze, it really is. But I like how direct that Crystal Palace were when they won the ball back. Wharton tries that decisive pass. It doesn't come off, but they get a second chance. And the cross by Munoz is into a really good area. I thought Nketiah was the one who was going to run onto it. But Eze just held his run. And once in that position, he remained calm and just directed his header. Used the pace on the ball to flash it past Gauchi in the Aston Villa goal. But it's a hard finish, it really is. Just goes for precision. And it's just that. What a fantastic finish from Eze.
Well, some of the marking was rather awry from a Villa perspective, but no arguing with the quality of that finish or with the quality of the cross. We saw a couple of really poor crosses early on from Daniel Munoz, but he got that one absolutely spot on.
Aston Villa will be disappointed though, because they were in complete control of the ball, and Boubacar Camara just took a little bit too long, but it showed enough of the ball to Crystal Palace, and as soon as he did that, Palace were away. And like I said, it was the intent for them to go quickly. That first Wharton pass on his weaker right foot, but he took it on, and then he get a little bit of luck after that. But positive stuff. We spoke about the intensity that Palace have been playing at recently, and you saw it right there for that opening goal.
Of course, Villa have been superb when coming from behind this season. 3 times in the Premier League already this campaign they've come from behind to win. 10 points gained from losing positions when we're still in October. So there's a long way to go here. But of course, this is a much changed Villa side. Bit of defending here to do for Gay, the Palace captain. Tyrone Mings. Very good opening 10 minutes for Palace. It's the first time they've been in the 4th round for 6 years. And they've got it again through Eze. Hughes. Well, Mateta was available. Had a lot of space. Hughes couldn't find him.
Again, it's sloppy from Aston Villa. It really is in possession, but Crystal Palace are there and they're waiting. Eze maybe could have played Will Hughes a little bit quicker. He opts to look the other way. Then it comes back to Hughes. You see what he's trying to do? He's just trying to feel it into an area for Mateta to go and attack. He's not far away from it.
Glasner said before the game, our mindset is to win every match regardless of the competition. And he has opted to go strong in every round. Got to the final of the German Cup with Eintracht. Also won the Europa League with them, of course. Got a good record as a manager in cup competitions. And of course, Palace don't have Europe to worry about. So it's hardly surprising Unai Emery is prioritised Wharton in quickly and was caught.
Again, they're first onto the scene, Crystal Palace, those loose balls. Carrying on from that match on Sunday. Will Hughes and Wharton very involved, but in on the front foot, winning the ball back. Will Hughes did excellent when he got his opportunity to come onto the field in the last outing. He's selected from the start with injuries and things, but that's where they set the intensity from, that central midfield area.
It's amazing what a result like that can do for a team. Not too many expected that Palace win at the weekend. Miserable record against Tottenham. Not only did they win, they kept the clean sheet. Now they have a free kick here, which Ebere Eze takes. That shouldn't be a problem for the goalkeeper, although he punched it straight to Wharton. Decided to go for the spectacular.
Yeah, that was an opportunity for Adam Wharton as it drops him. You look where Gauchi is. Maybe can he just lift it back over his head? He's definitely got the quality to do that. Have a little bit more guile and just feel it with a side foot over. He opts for power and a bit wild in the end, but that will go down as a chance.
Still looking for his first Palace goal. He's playing with a bit of an injury, isn't he? And there's some suggestion that he will have surgery on that groin problem sooner rather than later. It's only a minor procedure. He should be back quite quickly after that, maybe even a couple of weeks. Well, I think it's something that needs to get sorted.
In the absence of Lerma and Decore, you can see why they're wanting to hold on to him for as long as possible, as long as it's a problem which isn't going to get worse. But he definitely hasn't quite found the form of last season. Obviously had a long summer then with England. He did look back to near his best though in that last outing, like a lot of Crystal Palace players did against Tottenham.
Maatsen and Philogene linking up. Munoz with the challenge, which was rather clumsy. So the Dutchman, Maatsen, puts the ball down right on the touchline. Not enough on that from Maatsen. McGinn is first to the ricochet. If you look at Villa's last 50 home games in all competitions, they've scored in 47 of them. Only 3 times have they failed to find the net in all competitions. McGinn. Camera. Little give and go there. It was very nicely done. But it breaks down, and Chalobah to get it away.
Yeah, you see Duran there, he's not happy because there's an opportunity. Cameron does the first bit extremely well, doesn't release the pass at the right time.
Lovely pass from Wharton, even better flick from Mateta. Here's Mitchell. Gay, there's a spring in the Palace step here. Forward by Hughes. Again, another flick from Mateta. Eze can't profit from that. Back it goes by Nedeljkovic. Eze's gone down here. From a Palace perspective, that's always a worry. With his fairly miserable injury record.
Yeah, it just looked like as it went to Nedeljkovic, he just didn't want to press him, did he? Straight away that arm goes up, he's not happy with something. He isn't limping too bad, so hopefully for Crystal Palace it's not too big of an issue, more likely to be a muscle strain. There were some big games on the horizon. Molineux on Saturday, they'll be hoping it's not too bad for their star man.
Yeah, they decided it's not worth taking any chances here. So Daichi Kamada, the Japanese attacking midfielder, will come on. And the goal scorer for Palace is withdrawn. He's only lasted 16 minutes, but he certainly played his part with that terrific header.
Yeah, this is a big shame. Say, to lose a player of his quality. So he's heavily involved in the Mateta goal to get that 3 points against Spurs, and involved here with a fabulous header. It really was terrific from Eza. Let's be hoping this isn't too serious.
Kamada, who scored in this competition against Norwich in that 4-0 thumping in round 2. He's the obvious replacement, certainly. I think he's still got to win over some of the Palace fans. Kamada, he's often been deployed a bit deeper, which is certainly not his position. He wants to be at the top end of the pitch. You saw Glasner just asking Eza about the extent of that problem. And as you say, Dave, Wolves away this weekend, such a big game, isn't it, at the other end of the table. They would really want him back for that.
Yeah, and I said he wants to win every game of football, but they've played Sunday, they're playing Wednesday, they're playing Saturday. It's a quick turnaround. Wolves played on Saturday, so they've had less rest and played an additional game in that time as well. So to play the same team's always going to be a bit of a risk, but he'll know his players, he'll know the opportunity that they've got here tonight.
Okay, and Nketiah. He was looking for Mateta, but it's brought away for Aston Villa, up to John Duran. Had Lacroix for company.
Yeah, Villa need to get Duran into the game a little bit more. Every time it's gone into him, he's looked very good, whether it's been a long ball into his chest or into his feet. But he's made some really good runs as well, and they haven't been taken advantage of as of yet. You can just sense that this Villa crowd just need a moment just to allow them to really get behind the team a little bit more, create some atmosphere, because it is get very noisy here inside Villa Park, but it hasn't quite been the case so far in this opening 20 minutes.
Nketiah looking to release Munoz. Mitchell, Kamada. Well shielded by McGinn. Now it's Maatsen. Mings. Diego Carlos, the Brazilian. Nedokovic. Bailey. Throw to Villa. "20 minutes gone. Palace leading, courtesy of the 8th minute header from Ebere Eze. Just the 3rd goal in the last 6 games that Palace have scored. Joint lowest scorers in the Premier League. Lovely touch from Mateta again. Kamada. Mateta. They've been very, very positive when they have gone forward, Palace. Wharton. Munoz. Mateta's there, and what a chance to make it 2. Another lovely cross from Munoz.
Yeah, that time he wasn't just hitting into an area, he's really picked out Mateta on the back post. You can see he's looked up, hung it into an area. It's a good ball, just going backwards a little bit, and he just doesn't quite get up above the ball and almost heads it a little bit too early, forcing the ball to go a little bit too high. But that was excellent from Crystal Palace. Mateta involved in the build-up of a lovely flick, and then he brings other players into play after that. More impressive stuff.
Well, there's a purposeful stride about Mateta at the moment. This is more like the player we saw in the second half of last season, when he was just banging them in. Ended up, of course, with 17 goals. That hat-trick against Villa at Selhurst Park. He became the first Palace player to score a Premier League hat-trick at Selhurst Park, which is incredible but true. Matsson's delivery. Camera fighting for it. And again. Matsson. Bailey. Munoz is the player trying to hold him up there. Camera. Matsson. That's a giveaway. Kamada. Had too much to do. That's a good looking ball that for Bailey. Duran waiting for a cutback. There he is. It's Duran! And it squirms past Turner for the equaliser. Well, he's in red hot form, isn't he? John Duran. He's lashed in his 8th of the season, but I think when Turner sees it again, he'll be bitterly disappointed to concede a goal like that on his Palace debut.
It's Aston Villa's turn to attack with some real intensity, and Camera's ball that sets off Bailey, and he picks his pass really well. I feel that Duran maybe lost it a little bit with that first touch, gets away from his body, it means he's off balance when he hits it. But Turner should be saving it, he'll be so disappointed with that. Duran hits the target, that as a minimum gives you a chance. Maybe takes a little bit of deflection, if anything it takes it towards Turner. Plenty of opportunities to get enough behind it to push it the other side of the post, but that man there doesn't care. Another goal for Villa's number 9.
Midway through the first half, the home side are level. And that record of scoring in so many home games has continued. Hughes. Wharton. Mateta chasing that one down. Nicely done by Gauchi. The flag goes up anyway.
A bit like the Crystal Palace goal, where Villa were disappointed, Crystal Palace be disappointed. They had a counter-attack, it went into Kamada, but he didn't look after the ball and they nipped in and they won it. So it's just how quickly they paid the pass forward.
Well, you can see he's nursing his groin, Wharton. This is the problem he's got. They're trying to keep him going, as you said, Dave, because of the injuries elsewhere in midfield. But there's an obvious feeling that they've got to get this sorted, Palace. But Duran has come up trumps again, not quite as spectacularly as he did against Palace here at the Holt End last season, but here's the goal again.
You can see Palace have this break here, it goes into Kamada, and he's just a little bit loose that touch. It's all about how quickly. It'd be so easy there for Camera just to lay the ball off to the side, but he sees the space, Bailey exploits it, and it comes back in. Just a bit of a loose first touch. Then he gets a good strike away after that, although Turner will be bitterly disappointed not to keep it out.
Well, he doesn't look happy, Adam Wharton, does he? And it looks like a second enforced change here. 2 of Palace's best players going off inside the opening half an hour. And Jeffrey Schlupp will come on. Desperately unlucky for Palace, but again, I just think it's a sign that he's got to have that sorted if he wants to be back to his best. Offside flag does go up there. Oh, he's been a little bit casual there, has Gay. McGinn. Nedokovic gets it back from Bailey. Mings. McGinn. Well, he wouldn't be denied, would he? Camera. Matsson. Camera teases that one into Duran. Oh, Turner's lost it. And Buendia couldn't find the net from a tight angle. Turner mightily relieved there.
Another good run from John Turan. He's made that on numerous occasions in the first half and hasn't been fine. This occasion he does, and does what I said Mateta should have done earlier. Hits it hard and low back across the goal. Turner again will be really disappointed with his handling. Gives Buendia an opportunity.
First corner of the game. Maatsen to stand that up. Turner with the catch. Palace actually yet to concede a Premier League goal from a corner this season. There is Schlupp, who has come on in place of Wharton, so obviously that's not exactly a like-for-like change. I think, will Kamada go back into central midfield?
Well, he got 5 minutes higher up the pitch, which you'll be delighted with. Now he's back to a deeper role.
It's not where he wants to be. It's not where he's at his best either, I don't think. At the moment, you can see him right of your picture. I think maybe Schlupp will drop in. Let's see how it pans out. See Kamada there alongside Hughes. So there's the story. It's certainly not Palace's first choice central midfield, to say the least.
Yeah, it looks like that Eddie Nketiah's come over to the left side as well, since Ez has gone off and Schlupp's gone on as well, so Schlupp's operating on that right hand side.
Munoz. Schlupp makes the run. Keeper stays at home. Oh, great recovery from Mings. All Schlupp had to do was get there first and square it, and Mings got back very impressively.
Yeah, he's not too happy with Gaucher. You can see him remonstrating to him straight away. He's got to come and get that ball, because it ends up only, what, 10 yards away from the goalkeeper. Plenty of time for it to come, but Mings had to act, and he looked quick as well. No signs of any fitness issues there. Opened his leg, good tackle.
Yeah, Palace would have rather had Eze running onto that than Schlupp. But that's the way it's gone for Palace in the first half. Very unfortunate to lose those two players. Oh, Mateta and McGinn on that near post, involved in a little pushing and shoving in front of the goalkeeper. Bit of a height mismatch there. Here it comes from Hughes, Palace's first corner. Nketiah was lurking. Kamada, back heel attempt from Chalobah was blocked. Forward by Mitchell. Mings away. Here is Chalobah, on loan from Chelsea. Out to Munoz. Nketiah will retrieve it. And then did he take that out of play? Careless.
Yeah, better moments for Crystal Palace again. Munoz cross. It's a little bit overhit. He's had a few good ones and a few bad ones so far in this first half. And Nketiah just doesn't quite look at his absolute best at the moment. They hope to grow into the game if he can.
A player that Palace pursued for a long, long time, Nketiah.
Well, he's a terrific player, there's no doubt about that, but he will definitely prefer playing through the middle. His strength is with his back to goal, rolling players. Definitely not an out-and-out winger by any stretch of the imagination.
Again, Schlupp not quick enough racing onto those. Back in his Leicester days, maybe, but we've moved forward a bit since then. Schlupp now 31. Kamada. There is Nketiah. Nedokovic did well initially. Nketiah ends up on the apron of the pitch after Bailey came over to engage. No foul.
Well, that's exactly where I said he looks better, though. He was in the box, it was laid into him. He tried to roll the defender, did it really well initially. Then he's forced out wide. Then you must say Aston Villa defended it really well. Nedokovic looking strong.
Oh, here's Mateta. That was really sloppy at the back from Villa. Breaks for Kamada, who rather inexplicably hoofs it back 40 yards. The back pass by Chalobah for Turner. Now it's Lacroix, Palace's French defender. Gay. Kamada. Chalobah. Munoz. Schlupp. Well, he had to release that, surely. Camera was always getting back at him.
Just waited, Schlupp, I think, for the run from Mateta or Nketiah to be in a good enough position that he could release it. Didn't quite happen for him, but it's an excellent recovery from Camera.
That's a foul on Camera by Hughes. Is Diego Carlos, the Brazilian defender. Nedokovic. Buendia was dispossessed initially. Now it's Maatsen. Philogene. Another player that Palace were interested in, Jadon Philogene. But the lure of coming home to Villa was always going to trump that. Oh, here is Philogene, well found by Duran. And well defended by Chalobah.
Aston Villa really clever because they just wait for that moment where they have that straight pass into Duran. And that takes away the Crystal Palace midfield, and Duran's done so well at holding the ball up, releases it the perfect time to Philogene. There's a moment where he looked like he could get a shot off on his left foot. Palace recovered well, but that straight pass into Duran has been working really well.
Ian Maatsen to take Villa's second corner. 10 minutes left in the first half. Oh, that was a strange clearance from Nketiah. Gets it right the second time. Camera. Down the line by Nedokovic. Maatsen to Buendia. Camera. McGinn, and Munoz very nearly pinched it, but McGinn just turned away. Finds Bailey. Bailey rolled it in nicely to Mings. McGinn. Well, I remember him scoring from about that position against Palace at Selhurst Park a few seasons ago with an absolute beauty into the top corner. Opted to go low that time.
Yeah, heavily involved in that attack, John McGinn. Looked like he had lost possession of the ball on 2 occasions, but he's one of the best you'll see at getting his body and using his body to get in the way of the opposition and win it back. So strong when he does back into people on that occasion. Shapes up to really lace it and then ends up just trying to guide it in the far corner. Palace have plenty of numbers back, though.
Just a reminder, by the way, it's 1-1. If it does finish all square after 90 minutes, straight to penalty kicks. No extra time in the Carabao Cup. Unai Emery retrieved the ball, the man who has the best win ratio of any manager in Villa's history. 55% it's up to now after this wonderful start to the season. Now that back header from Mings has been fumbled behind by Gauci. That's a cheap Crystal Palace corner.
Yeah, can't quite get it back towards Gauci, so he scampers across that line. I think he felt if he slid to the ball, his momentum would carry him out anyway.
You hear the cries from the Crystal Palace supporters, who will be greatly encouraged by this first half performance. Short corner from Hughes to Schlupp. Oh, the return was so poor. And those defenders have now got to race back as Villa look to build with Nedeljkovic. Duran trying to race onto it. Well, that would have been an absolutely horrendous goal for Palace to concede.
Yeah, excellent work from Duran, though. His maturity and how much he's come on since last season is incredible. Picking the right pass at the right moment. Everyone thought he was going to go to his right, but that was the right pass to release it to the outside. So unfortunately, return isn't as good. But like you said, that would have been disastrous for Crystal Palace. Schlupp just lays it short to Will Hughes, and all of a sudden, Aston Villa have bodies over. Unfortunate for Palace, they didn't take advantage of it.
Munoz with the throw. Chalobah, Kamada. Now it's Lacroix to Gay. Mitchell. And Nketiah is the runner, but he's not quick enough to keep that in. He has suggested that he might change the system. Oliver Glasner, he does like this 3-4-2-1. Does Nketiah really fit into that if you've got Mateta playing? The jury's still out.
It certainly works better with more winger-type players. Eza is maybe a bit of a 10, but he's had experience out on that left-hand side and a bit of a free spirit, so that works. I think Ismaila Sarpé in there against Tottenham really worked. A bit more pace out wide. They just allowed Crystal Palace to, without the ball, really press aggressively up high, but they just seem to know what they're doing more in possession as well. They look a lot more dangerous. But Nketiah, like you said, he wants to play through the middle. There's no doubt about that.
I think Sarr will probably start against Wolves. They've got Fulham at home after that on the 9th, and then the international break in November, the last international break of the year. Then we power through till March. Nketiah tripped by Buendia. Villa's next 3 games, by the way, all away from home. Spurs away this weekend, and Club Brugge in the Champions League, and then Liverpool away on the 9th before the international break. So it's a long time until they're back here at Villa Park. Final 5 minutes of the first half. Kamada. Too close to Gauci. Camera. Glides past Kamada. Very nearly gets it through to Duran. Chalobah away.
Yeah, lovely balance from Camera, just drifts away from Kamada. Too much athleticism for him, but then I like that he takes on that incisive pass. So easy to go out wide in those occasions, but he tries to get to Duran because he knows if it comes off, there's a big opportunity there.
Poor pass that from Hughes. And then a silly challenge from Lacroix. Duran not happy. Referee Sam Barrett just giving Lacroix a ticking off for this.
I spoke about John Duran, how good he's been when the ball's been into feet, and say Lacroix maybe feeling like he can't give him the opportunity to turn because he's done it so well in this opening 40 minutes. John Duran, Lacroix himself put in his best game in a Crystal Palace shirt at the weekend. That back three is really looking a lot more settled now, especially in the positions they're in, with Lacroix in the middle with his pace and his athleticism.
Nedeljkovic with the ball forward, but he won't pick out Bailey with that. Behind it goes. Crystal Palace goal kick. Just one of their last 5 away games in all competitions, losing 3. Well, they've certainly held their own here in this first half.
Yeah, they'll be delighted with it. The only thing they will be disappointed with is obviously losing the players. I do think that's maybe taken a little bit of momentum away. Firstly, Ezra and then Wharton, 2 key players. But they've still looked dangerous, even with those 2 players not on the pitch. They're still very much in this game.
Last win at Villa Park, December 2013, when Dwight Gale scored a memorable late winning goal. It's 11 years ago now. Kamada. It's a foul on camera. Only Glasner knew what he was getting when he bought Kamada. They worked together, of course, at Eintracht. But it's still early days in his career, getting used to life in England in the Premier League. He's frustrated the fans at times, Kamada.
Yeah, there's no doubt about his ability. I think it's more the physicality and the dynamism that is required to play in the Premier League. Just not quite up there at the moment.
Nedeljkovic back to McGinn, and Kamada with the foul. Taken quickly. And the challenge by Gay on Duran is fair, says the officials. Palace just guilty of squandering possession a little too easily at the moment.
Yeah, Mateta made an excellent run then. And Mitchell just needed to feed it into the area, but got the pass all wrong, because again, Mateta would have been through.
Duran is still down here. Villa is playing on. They could put it out if they want to. Is Maatsen going to do that? No. Now he's back on his feet. Some sarcastic cheers from the Palace fans as we move into first half stoppage time.
The minimum of 3 minutes added time. Minimum 3 minutes added time.
Confirmed by the 4th official, Craig Pawson. 3 minutes. McGinn. Mings. Diego Carlos. Lovely back heel by Bailey. Buendia left Kamada on the floor. McGinn. Maatsen. Philogene. Hughes with a timely challenge, but then gives it away. Shoot, say the crowd, as Nedeljkovic picks it up. McGinn. Curious ball that was. Munoz gives it away to Camera. Maatsen's ball in, headed away by Lacroix. Bailey. They're just queuing up to have a crack here, Villa. Oh, it's dreadful defending from Palace. It really is. How many chances have they had to clear the ball? Maatsen to Camera. They're just opting for sheer numbers in the hope that that'll do the job. Philogene lets fly, good block.
Lovely football from Villa. This moment here between Philogene, goes into Matson, gets the return, good strike. Brave from Chalobah as well, didn't move. Knew he had to get his head onto it.
He was absolutely poleaxed there, wasn't he, by that strike from Philogene. Away it goes by Munoz.
Yeah, Palace will want to see half-time there. It's just a little bit ragged this last few minutes. Like you said, they had multiple chances to clear the ball, didn't do it.
McGinn. Bailey. Straight at Turner, but he's certainly got his laces behind that.
Yeah, it's a good strike from Bailey. Again, just looking to get that half yard, get that shot away. Comes back in field, and he's just trying to set it out on that far post and bring it back in. Turner's already reading it. Just doesn't quite get the direction there. The strike's there, just not the direction.
Mateta beaten to it by Joe Gauci. And that is half-time, and it's all square at the break. A really good start to the game from Crystal Palace. They were excellent in the first 15 minutes and deservedly took the lead. Ebere Eze heading in the cross from Munoz. But John Duran with the equaliser. He got good contact on the ball. It squirmed past Matt Turner, who got a hand to it but couldn't keep it out. And Palace have been really unlucky because they've lost two of their best players to injury. Ebere Eze and Adam Wharton have both had to go off, and that has really disrupted them. But they haven't conceded again. They're still very much in this fourth round tie.